guys, I'm Blessing and welcome back to my channel. So today is I would say long awaited, but I don't know how many of you were waiting for it. I'm about to do some skincare. My skincare really consists of 2 items because I've gotten lazy, so I put nothing else on my face. But anyway, the long awaited get ready with me, because I feel like last Get Ready With Me video, I started talking about my beef with Joe Park, right? And I just really didn't go into it, even though when I was recording it, I actually spoke about it, but the video was just too long, so I had to cut it out. And then I recorded another one, maybe a few months ago. Yeah, a month ago. And so the first bit went okay. And then because my tripod was really old and decrepit, so it fell apart and just discombobulated. And then obviously I tried to put it back together, and there's me speaking for about 15 minutes, finishing the story. Not finishing the story, the key point of the story, and it wasn't recording. I don't realise it's not recording, so then I try and just finish off where I thought I ended, but then you miss out the whole main point of the story. So that's what happened. I've got some questions I need to answer to, and I've got some things I want to talk about. So let's get into it. First, I will be doing my eyebrows as always. I'm still in the ghetto, so I'm still going to use, God forbid I'm in the ghetto. I'm still going to use my eyeshadow to do my eyebrows as opposed to any eyebrow pomade. Okay. So let's get into the nitty gritty of the story. Is that how you say it? Anyway, so it is 2017. Is it? Yeah, so basically, the first time I saw Jay Park was 2017. I saw him in Korea. I saw him in the Buzzer Beat Festival. So this is the same festival in which I saw DPL Live. And because I love, you know me, I love DPL Live, but before I absolutely adored DPL Live. I liked him before, but before I adored him, I adored Jay Park. And I was like, I gotta go see him. So then I paid for the tickets. Me and my sister went in 2017 to the Buzzer Beat Festival. And then I wish he came to London, because by that time, the last time Jay Park had been to London was maybe 2013 or something, years ago. I was like, oh my God, I wish he would come to London. And lo and behold, he was coming to London, and there were tickets going on sale. And I was a broke uni student, so I was not going to get VIP because I could not afford it. So I got general. I think the concert was late January or early Feb. And obviously when you go to these concerts, you have to line up early, or else you probably won't get a good position if you're in standing. So my dad dropped me off. I went early, and this is what starts to be weird. Even a day before the concert, Jay Park is not posting anything on his story I'm so excited for London tomorrow. And I'm just what? And not that he has to, because obviously he knows he's coming to London, and we all know he's coming to London. That's why we're standing in the line. But then at the same time, I feel he should have been oh my God, I'm so excited. Rally up energy for your concert. Do you know what I mean? So obviously it's early in the day, and I don't know if this is true. I can't remember. I think that he went to America 2 days before, and back to Korea or something like that. So obviously he's going to be hella jet lagged, and I understood that. But I was if he's not going to post anything, then fine. Obviously he's tired. But my man posts that he's in the gym. He's doing a full sesh. And obviously if you're tired, don't do it. But maybe that gives him energy. So he's posting about his full sesh. And it's the gym is very ambiguous. But then we see on the TV that he's watching Good Morning Britain or something. So then okay, so he is in the UK, but he doesn't mention anything about the concert, at all. And here's me and my friends being does he know he has this today? Does he know this is an obligation he has today, that he has a concert tonight? And I don't know why he's not mentioning it. So then we're waiting, and telling you, late January, early Feb in the UK is absolutely blistering cold. It was below 0, and everyone was lining up. I remember my friends were lining up since time ago, like early, because outside the certain venue, I think it was the Troxy, you can only line up from about 11 a.m, but they think they started lining up across the road, so it wasn't actually outside the venue. They actually wanted to finesse the system, and they did. So yeah, everyone was lining up and it was really cold, and he's like not saying anything about like what he's doing tonight, which is the concert, obviously. My skin, guys. This is in 4K and you'll see every blemish that I have, and it's actually really upsetting me because like, why isn't my skin doing up Gloriana? He doesn't post anything and we're waiting. It's like freezing cold, and then obviously people start to go in at 7. I think VIP maybe went in at 6:30. People were meeting J Park and whatever, and we go into the concert. So he has like 2 supporting acts. We have Hoodie and we have Sick K. And you know how I feel about Sick K too. I also love him. And Hoodie is so adorable. So she's the first one out. And then she does her thing and she's so lovely. And she's engaging with the crowd. My friend Sima. Hello Sima. My friend Sima, she absolutely loves Hoodie. So she's like singing all her songs and Hoodie singing back to her. And it's a moment. Do you know what I mean? And she's getting her life and she's living her life. Like she's getting her life. When Sick K comes on, he's not as high energy as I know he can be, but I guess that's up to like tiredness and stuff, but he was still a good performer. Like everyone loves Sick K, like Habibi, a song, do you know what I mean? So everyone's getting their life. And then the main event is J Park. Park J Bum, the man we are here to see. Like he comes on and then I think he starts, I think the first song's like Momme or something, or like a new one, I can't remember what it was. Yeah, he starts performing and then I'm like, cool, like woo, like he's here, like oh my god, J Park. And then like he doesn't really say anything. I think maybe he says like hi London or something, but you know when people come, they're like, hi London, it's been a while since I've come here, like I really missed you guys, like let's get lit tonight or something like that. And like the thing is, my memory isn't 100%, but I know that he wasn't like, ooh, like oh my god, I love you guys. Like I feel like he was just performing, and obviously that's what he's there to do. He's there to perform, but like that's all he was doing. He wasn't giving me like, he wasn't giving me life. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, his energy is so unmatched. Like I'm here for it. Like you know how I talk about the DPR live concert every day. I needed that from him. Obviously the intimacy wasn't going to be there because it was a large venue. But come on, bro, act like we're your best friends. And that's one of the things that attracted me to J Park in the first place, because he seemed like a really chill guy. And I'm sure he's really chill. Like, let me put a disclaimer in this. Hello, everyone. I am not bashing J Park in any type of way. Like, I think he's an amazing artist. I think he's an amazing businessman, and I'm sure he's an amazing friend and person. This is just my experience I had with him like 5 years ago, so everything could have changed by then, but this is my account, so please don't sue me. He was just performing, like he wasn't giving me life, like he wasn't like living for everyone. And in the middle of the concert, like the whole front row, which is literally in front of his face, fell down, and he did not stop performing. He didn't stop to be like, whoa, like guys, are you okay? Like everyone needs to stop pushing, be safe. Like everyone else I've been to see, like literally when I first saw Crush, a girl fainted and he gave her water, and then he like told us like, you need to be careful, like everyone is really hot in here and you need to stay safe, like stop pushing. I'm not asking for Jay to pay hospital bills, do you know what I mean? I wanted him to be like, yo, everyone, you need to be careful, like just be careful, don't push. Like I know you're all excited, but we need to be safe, to have fun together. But obviously he says none of that. And then my row, he was like, maybe, was I on the balcony? I was on the balcony, that's like where general standing was. Like everyone up there falls down, and obviously he can see that everyone has fallen down, like that's like everyone. And he still says nothing, and he still does nothing. And I'm like, what's going on right here, right now? Like, and like obviously then he performs. I can't remember, but I'm sure the rest of the concert was good. Like obviously he's an amazing performer, so I have nothing bad to say about his performance. I think this is just more like about, I can't say personality, but about the vibe I got from him that evening. And then after the concert, there was an after party in the same club that the DPR DPR live after party was at. And so I think me and my friends went late because like we wanted food or something, and like we walk in and he's there and they have like a VIP table and he's just like vibing to the music, and I'm like, okay, this is like a cool night. And then I'm speaking to some other people and like, oh, I tried to say hi to him, get a photo. Like he got a photo with it, maybe like a couple of people, but after that he was like, no. And then you could just see that he wasn't really feeling being there. And I'm like, you don't have to force happiness. Like if you're tired, like you don't have to like, do you know what I mean? But at least try and seem a bit more chill. But he wasn't really like engaging too much with the crowd. Like I had like a really sweet moment actually where like me and my friends were dancing to Me Like Ya, and we were getting our life because that song is fire. And like he's like, you can see like, I don't know if I have the video, but in the back he's like, hey, and like, you know what? You're a small man, but I like you. He's not small, he's shorter than me. I'm 5'6". So, and I'm like, okay, let me get a few drinks for me and my friends. And then I go to the bar and there is this girl. Oh my goodness. Like, girls, we can appreciate other people's beauty, right? She was gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. To this day, I'm like, what? People like that exist? She was beautiful. And she was licked out of her mind. And I was just like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Like, you're so pretty. And she was like, thank you. I was like, oh, did you enjoy the concert? And then she was like, yeah, it was all right. Like, we got invited. Me and my sisters got invited by the artist. I was like, by Jay Park. She's like, yeah, like we've been messaging on Instagram. And then he like invited me to the after party, to the concert and the after party. So I'm just waiting for him to finish. Like, we've been talking for like a couple of weeks and stuff. I'm like, I swear to you lot, I did not ask to see the DMs because it's none of my business really. But she shows me the DMs and it's literally like legit. She's been talking to Jay Park for like weeks on end. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, oh my God, that's so cool. And like, I'm a fangirl. So I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I hope you have fun. And if you want to, you can give him my Instagram. But like at the time, like even now, my Instagram's not anything to be like, I wouldn't talk about my Instagram. Like, it's a bit, that's not what to describe it as. Like, it's not something that I would like purposely show to get any sort of attention. Anyway. And then I can't remember what happened. I think the vibe was still a bit, But like all the dancers, Hoodie was lovely. She was talking to people. Honey J was lovely. She was like taking selfies with people. Sick K was lovely too. He was sitting there on his phone. So, and then like Jay Park walks out first. Him and Sick K bounce. They leave and they get into their Rosie. It's either a Rolls Royce or like a Bentley. They get into some sort of luxurious car, which is very strange for me. I'm like, this is like West London. Just get an Uber and call it a day. You're not flexing for anybody. It's not deep. It's also like 3 a.m. So they got into their Bentley and they drove off. And then I hear like this girl, she's like shouting like, you're a bleep, 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 bleep. I'm like, obviously, I don't know what was happening because usually, like in London, if you see someone like shouting like that, you're not gonna go up to them and be like, "Hey, what's wrong?" You're gonna be like, "I'm gonna steer clear of them," because obviously they're going through something that I don't want to be involved in. But no, because like she was like arguing with the security guard, and like I don't like seeing other women in distress either. So I'm like, "Yo, like darling, what's going on? Like, are you okay?" And then she's like, "No." She was the really pretty girl's sister. So she was there for Jay Park too. And basically in this club, if you've been kicked out before, you can't get back in. So I guess they didn't see her because she was with Jay Park and the entourage. And she's like, oh, this man's a racist. He called me like, he called me see you next Tuesday. And he's been pulling me. He's been proper violent. And then like, I'm like, what? But then she starts being like, my brother's gonna bring a machete and eat and blah 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 blah. And then I was like, oh. And I think I asked, I was like, did you see where Jay Park went? I think Jay Park's gone, so everyone's going home. Probably why they probably were a bit more strict with you. And she goes, no, Jay Park's a beep beep beep. Like, he would, like, he came outside talking about something next. Calm down, sweetie. Like, and she was like, this is London, I'll show you real London. I was like, oh my goodness. And then he just went. So like, my beef with Jay Park, okay, this bit, when I'm talking about this is not my beef with Jay Park. My beef with Jay Park was that he was very lackluster in terms of like receiving fans, and people were spending a lot of money and waiting in the cold for him all day. That's my problem with him, that he didn't seem appreciative of it. The other bit, this is just a part of the story. Yeah, she was like, oh, he's telling me to calm down, like he was no help whatsoever. And then I was like, oh, so you're just gonna go home because you can't get back in? She goes, no, I'm waiting for my sister, and then we're gonna go to the hotel to hang out with him. And I was like, what is going on? Because right now you've just called him all sorts of expletives, and now you're going to hang out with him, and all this makes no sense to me. Anyway, yeah, and then like my other friends come out and they're like, can you give Jay Park our Instagrams and stuff? But I'm telling you, Jay Park has no interest talking to 18, 19-year-olds. He has no interest in doing it. And well, I can speak for myself and say at the time I'm not attractive. I'm not, and I wasn't attractive. So like, I had no business trying to talk to Jay Park. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's really the end of the story. And I feel really bad if you were expecting some sort of like explosive tale, but that's really just it, really. And then I've been talking about I can't say disdain, my beef with Jay Park for years. It even has an anniversary. Whatever the date of the concert was, that's it. And I'm sure he's like really lovely. Like, he's a really smart businessman. He really is. Like, congrats on AOMG and all his like ventures. Like, I think he deserves it because he's worked hard. I never want to discredit anyone. Okay, so I got some questions on Instagram. I need to get my laptop. Ooh. So someone said Korean life. I don't really know what you mean because like I'm just living my life, so I don't know if it's specifically Korean, but I do live in Korea. Yeah, I don't know if it's Korean life. Most of my days are spent at work. So I work from Monday to Friday and I just have the weekends to really do what I want, and maybe a couple of times per week I finish early. Mostly right now because the nighttime is closed, so it's mostly just eating and going to different cafes and bars with Rosie. I want to explore more. I want to go to different parts of Korea more. I definitely want to improve my Korean. That's something I've always wanted to do, but like I feel like it's getting there slowly but surely. But at the same time, I feel like I'm always discouraging myself because I feel like I don't try, and because I don't try, then I feel like I don't know, and then because I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm dumb and wasted my time. Like hearing like a lot of people who are foreigners who can speak Korean fluently, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so dumb. But they either study or have lived here for a long time, so I think I need to take the pressure off myself a bit. Next one is funny teaching moments. And these children want to check my lace so badly. Like, I was teaching the other day, I was sitting next to a student because it was just her in the class. She was like, teacher, what's this? First of all, I checked in the mirror, the lace is laid, it's melted. They're baby hairs, if that's what you're talking about. She tried to call me out and I'm not having it. Not one bit. Return of Tupac conspiracy. Basically, I believe Tupac is alive. Okay? I believe he is. And he lives in London. I'll tell you something now. One thing you don't know about me is that my parents are Muslim, so they have prayers. And we had a prayer in our house. And I walked into the living room where the prayer was. I looked to my left on the couch. There was Tupac. I swear to you to this day, I saw him. He lives in London and he's a Muslim. Well, if you had to get a face tattoo or else, what would it be? Oh. What would I get a face tattoo of? Eyeliner. It's on my face, it's a tattoo. But the thing is, what if I don't want an extreme wing, but then I won't get like a silly wing? Or freckles, because you didn't think that I was gonna go that way. I would never get like a picture, that's crazy. Setting a bank account in Korea. Nama, you know I don't know how to do that. My school helped me. I do know. You just go, I think you go to the bank, you need an ARC, you need an alien registration card, and you tell them that you want to open a bank account, and I guess they will help you from there open a bank account. And you'll get a card the same day. They literally print it in the bank, and you think you'll pay 1,001 for a card, or 3,000, something like that. It's really cheap. And someone said, Tay's monster. My mum watches my channel, so. Ooh, one thing that I've been like obsessed with for the past week is Britney Spears, her conservatorship. And it's so weird to me because I feel like my eyes have now been open, because first of all, I didn't really think about Britney Spears, but I remember her having like a breakdown and people calling her crazy because she shaved her head. And like the thing is, our stance on mental health nowadays is so different than before, because quite clearly she was having some sort of mental health crisis and everyone just labelled her as crazy, and like it was like a meme and everyone's being really horrible about it. And because of like her whole mental health crisis, she was involuntarily put into a mental health centre. And when she was put into that centre, the process of her conservatorship started by her dad and some woman called like Loom Taylor or something, and she's been in it ever since, and she's a fully grown woman. And conservatorships usually are only for people who are like probably elderly and really can't make any decisions for herself. But I think if Britney's able to go on tours and perform and do all these music videos, she's quite clearly able to make decisions for herself. But it's something that's really hard to get out of, and I hope she gets out of it, because like you just see how like so much as the public and as consumers of media, how much we've failed Britney Spears to a certain aspect. Because even when she was young, like asking about does she get a boob job, like does she have a boyfriend, and then the public taking Justin Timberlake's side when they broke up, and the way he's just made everyone see her. And I feel like the paparazzi were on her so much, like disgustingly so, and I feel really bad for her. And like even like you can see on her Instagram posts, and then people are like, and then she released a statement about the Framing Britney Spears documentary, being like, oh, I'm really upset about what you said. I don't think that was her, I think that's her team. And even the videos I've been watching on YouTube, like, some people are saying that, like, the documentary probably was approved by her team, because it made it seem like she had free reign earlier, like, before her conservatorship, but it really wasn't that way. She's been performing for years, since she was a teen, and her parents have always had a say of what she does and what she wears and stuff. So like, has Britney ever been free? And she has this music, and like her real singing voice is deeper than before. It's not like the typical Britney Spears voice that we know. It's just so strange. Like, you don't know until you know. And I just hope she gets out of her conservatorship soon, because no one should be going through anything like that. It's so horrible. I've been watching like different videos on YouTube that have various parts, I think 5 max, and it's really interesting. I'll try and link it below so you can talk to me about it, because I've been trying to talk to Ro and she listens, but when I have a new obsession, especially when it has to do with anything, she's like, Blessing, we're talking about this again. About 3 weeks ago, it was probably the royal family. I honestly don't know what my makeup looks like, because the lighting is quite bad for me in this room. Hopefully it's recorded nicely or else screen. Ooh. We doing some. I hope difficulties end soon for everyone, because it sucks, you know. We just want to be free to travel and just live life. And I miss my parents so much. Am I cute, guys? Oh, super cute. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe.